Today we will study some more chemical properties of cycloalkene, addition of thiocyanogen S2CN2 on cyclohexene. See, this is cyclohexene. When we add thiocyanogen, it is added on this double bond and the bond gets saturated. The addition of thiocyanogen is trans on the double bond. As we see here in the product, that one of the SCN is on this bond, whereas the other SCN is on the front projecting bond. And in this way, the addition is called trans addition. Next is the addition of benzene to cyclohexene. This is cyclohexene, and when we add benzene to cyclohexene, H atom is added on one of the carbon and the phenyl part is added on another carbon. In this way, this double bond gets saturated. In this way, cyclohexyl benzene is being formed. It can be written in this way also. Cyclohexyl benzene is being formed, where the double bond is getting saturated by the hydrogen atom and the phenyl part of the benzene ring. In this way, the product is cyclohexyl benzene. Next is oxymercuration and demercuration. See, here we are taking 1-methyl cyclopentene. And it is reacted with mercuric acetate in tetrahydrofuran, and then we hydrolyze the. See, one of the OH gets attached on this carbon, and here we are getting mercuric acetate part. The bond is getting saturated in this way. This step is called mercuration. The next step will be demercuration, where we will remove this one and H atom is introduced over here in presence of sodium borohydride and alkaline medium. See, this is the product obtained, that is 1-methyl cyclopentanol. The reaction is occurring by Markovnikov's addition only. Finally, what we see by mercuration and demercuration, there is addition of water molecule by Markovnikov's rule only. If we see the product, see there is addition of water to this one, where the OH, the negative part, is being added on the carbon where there is less hydrogen or no hydrogen. See, this is having no hydrogen here on the carbon, whereas this carbon is having one hydrogen atom. So OH part is coming here and H part is coming here. In this way, the overall reaction is addition of water by Markovnikov's addition. first step is mercuration and the second step is removal of this LgOAc is called demercuration. Then next we'll go for some oxidation reactions. The second type of reaction, oxidation reactions. Similar to alkene, the cycloalkenes are also undergoing the oxidation reaction where they are forming the diol products. See, first is oxidation with osmium tetroxide. This type of intermediate complex is being formed. And this on hydrolysis gives cis diol. The addition is cis hexane 1,2 diol. So in this way, oxidation by osmium tetroxide is forming an intermediate complex like this, which on hydrolysis is developing two OH group on the same side of the double bond, that is cis addition. In this way, a cis diol is being formed similar to alkene. The next reaction is with alkaline KMnO4. See, it is also forming a complex like osmium tetroxide, and which on hydrolysis gives cis diol. The same hexane 1,2 diol is being formed with potassium permanganate alkaline medium. Then next is oxidation with peracid. Cyclohexene when reacted with peracid see, it forms cyclohexane oxide in this way. See, this cyclohexane oxide on acid hydrolysis will develop hydroxyl groups, but they will be trans. On acid hydrolysis, the ring is being broken down and we develop OH group which are trans. In this way, trans diol is obtained by oxidation with peracid, and cis diol is being obtained by oxidation with osmium tetroxide and alkaline KMnO4. The next is ozonolysis. See, the ozonolysis reaction is also similar to that as in alkene. This we have taken cyclohexene, reacted with ozone, This type of ozonide is being formed, and that on hydrolysis in presence of zinc and acetic acid will give diol. Two aldehyde groups will be developed at these positions. It is hexane 1,6-diol. A dialdehyde compound is being developed by ozonolysis. In this way, ozone is first forming a ozonide, and this ozonide on hydrolysis with zinc and acetic acid is converting into a diol compound, that is hexane 1,6-diol. This was all about oxidation reactions. Then the last type of reaction of cycloalkene is substitution reaction. Cyclohexene on reaction with N-bromosuccinimide in presence of heat or light, it is undergoing the substitution reaction at allylic position. Instead of getting the addition product, we are getting the substitution product. Why we are getting the substitution product? Because the solubility of N-bromosuccinimide in CCl4 is very less, and due to that very less solubility, we are getting very less Br radical concentration, and that only affects the substitution reaction, and that is not sufficient to carry out the addition reaction. So due to low concentration of bromine, we are getting the substitution reaction in case of N-bromosuccinimide reacting with cyclohexene. See, the reaction is this way. In presence of light or heat, see, the position adjacent to double bond, these are called vinylic positions. The double bonded carbon positions are called vinylic carbon. So these are the vinylic positions, and the adjacent position, this position as well as this position, they are called allylic position. The positions adjacent to the double bonded carbon, that is the sp2 hybridized carbon, the nearby carbon to the sp2 hybridized carbon is called allylic position. This is allylic, this is allylic. So we will get a substitution over here, either of this position. So we are getting this type of product. It is 3-bromo cyclohexene. We'll see the mechanism of the reaction, how it is occurring. A Br free radical is being generated from N-bromosuccinimide. The active free radical generated is Br free radical. In the first step, this Br free radical will abstract one of the H atom from this allylic position and will form HBr. There will be a homolytic bond cleavage on this, will get a H radical and a radical on the cyclohexyl part also. Cyclohexenyl part also. This is a radical developed here, and the H radical combines with the Br radical to give HBr. In this way, a new radical is being formed here. Then in the second step, what happens? The N-bromosuccinimide this is N-bromosuccinimide. It reacts with the HBr, the HBr being formed in the first step. It converts it into the succinimide, and we get a bromine molecule. See, this bromine molecule will combine with the radical formed in the first step. The bromine formed in the second step is reacting with the radical formed in the first step, and in this way we get the substituted product at allylic position, the Br gets substituted at allylic position, and again a Br free radical is being generated. Thus, Br free radical being generated can carry out further substitution reaction in the cyclohexene. In this way, the mechanism is there, and due to the low concentration of bromine, we are getting the substitution reaction and not the addition reaction. Why there is low concentration? Because the solubility of N-bromosuccinimide in carbon tetrachloride is very low, and that's why the less Br concentration is there, and the less Br concentration is only suitable for substitution at allylic position.